Hello guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Yeah, so from now on we're going to start whole new series on the channel. And yeah, it's all about developing 3D. In this case, we're going to take a look at Blender, which is basically a 3D program that you can use to create basically anything you want. So I'm going to show you, separate tutorials how to make certain things and how to rig them, with skeleton and everything. But we're going to do it step by step. So for this episode, I'm going to introduce you to the world of Blender, how everything works, and from there we're going to start with creating our first element that will be a dragon, and we're going to start with the head of the dragon, so that in further episodes we can, you know, work on the rest of the dragon to make it a whole creature, and yeah, I think that's the best way to do so that things keep, not too complicated, keep it simple as possible for you guys. So yeah, this is how basically Blender looks like when you start it up. It's the 5.12 version. Um, so this is the first thing that you see when you start it up. Okay, so this is how it looks like from the start. What we're going to do is we're going to, even though we're going to need this one for to make or elements or items and things like that, I'm going to delete it for now. So what you do on PC is this obviously on PC program. You're going to click it. It's basically already clicked. So you see this lighting up, orange and light kind of, yeah, thing going on. So what you do is you press the delete button on your keyboard, like so. So this is basically the camera that we actually don't need, so we can actually delete that as well. And this is the lightning that you need to have when you start up your photo studio and everything going to light up your your model when it's all done. So we can get rid of that as well. So we're going to start up with a fresh, you know um yeah, map, so to call it that way. So yeah, now here you have all the angles: the front angle, side angle from the left, the right side, and top and the bottom. Now for this case, I'm going to start with yeah, the left side, so it's more easier to get into. Now, here when we press the add, you're going to see a whole item list here. Elements. So, for example, this is the mesh that we're going to work with. The cubes, circles, spheres, cylinders, what have you. And here is the armature, where we start to build our skeleton, which we'll start in a minute when we have built something. So are we going to start with picking the cube? So this is basically the same what we had in the start. And what we're going to do, we are in object mode, so make sure when you're going to move things that they are in object mode. So to simply move it, click on it, And then you see that, lighten up again on the sides. And what you're going to do is pick it up, drag it basically in any way you want, but I'm going to do it like this. So we're basically going to need um, three three cubes in total for today, which is for the head, the jaw, and the neck, as it were. Um, Now for this case, we're going to make a mechanical dragon that's a bit easier to get into, a bit in the PS1 style. So keep things as simple as possible for now, so that you can, simply, yeah, recreate with me on this one very easily. So what we're going to do is we're going to left click, make sure that it's selected, otherwise it won't really work. So first click on it, that you have see it glow again. Then you're going to left click on the mouse, and then you will going to need to copy the object. Then you press the left side again and paste the object. So now you have two of them. Easy does it. Now, then we're going to do it paste one more time, so that we have three of them, like so. Let's put that a bit like this. So the hand that you see here is basically to move it around. You can also click the circle button on your mouse. If you do so, then you get the 3D view. But I highly suggest to move, when you build something, to yeah, pick this from the side. You know what we have here, so it's easier to work with. And what we also need, let's press that again, is one sphere. There we go. Let's put that here. All right. So the magnifying glass here, you can zoom in, zoom out. You can do that with the circle of the mouse as well. So yeah. All right then. First thing, what we're going to do is start with this cube, select it, and we want to go to edit mode. So click on here on the object mode, and you see edit mode. Click on it, and then you are in the edit mode. So from here, we're going to shape it, into the dragon's head. So to do so, we have to start up very simplistic, and we're going to resize it, that we get the actual shape of the dragon. So what we want to do before that, we can also make it transparent, so that you exactly see what you are doing, basically. Now we're not going to bother with that for now, because this is more important for if you're going to work with images, that you can basically shape after images, but that's something for another video. Let's keep things now a bit simplistic as possible, as I said. So yeah, that's shape it from here. Now, what we're going to do before we do anything, make sure you press the X icon here, and also, for just in case, the Y. Now the reason being is because what you do from other angles, it's going to automatically mirror what you do from the other side to the next, so that you don't have to worry about doing things twice. So everything gets symmetrical, uh, symmetrically in line, if I said that right. So yeah, let's get into it. So yeah, all right. First deselect it just by clicking away. And what we're going to do with the mouse, you're going to press simply outside the cube, and you're going to set it for example, like this, a little bit from the cube. And what we have here, you see these things, these arrows. You are now able to shape the cube. So what we're going to do is to lower it. Oh, I did something wrong. Yeah, like so. So not the whole cube, but just I do it one more time. Let's go back by undo. So you only have to do when you start editing, you're going to do this. So let's do that this way. You see what I'm doing? So now we're going to select the corner here. And now we want to make sure that everything is in check. But what we want to do, because the snout of the dragon is obviously going to be a bit smaller than you know where the eyes are and things like that. So we need to make it reshape it a little. So remain in the edit mode. Now you can turn around a little bit with your circle on the mouse or pressing it. So you're getting this view. And you're going to click outside the the cube first and then get over it. That you get this. Make sure that only these corners here are highlighted a little bit like here, but not on this side, because otherwise they will shape with it, and that's not what we want in this case. So what we're going to do, wait, did something wrong here? Wait up. Yes. So to shape it, we need to you know put the Y deselected so that we can shape it. That's why you're getting the shape. So now we have what we want to have. This is going to be the snout of the dragon. And what we also want to do is make sure that we make it a bit more smaller from the side. So you click outside of the object again, and then simply do this. So basically repeat the steps, and this is how it becomes smaller. And everything is beautifully in line, symmetrically with the the green position here, the lining. So, and what we're also going to do is do a little shaping for the jaw. So we're going to highlight this a little here. Hopefully that works. Yeah. I think you get the point what we are doing here now. So to make the snout a little bit longer, we're going to highlight the nose a little bit again. This time make sure that we have all the vertices, the corners highlighted. And we're going to drag it a little bit to make it a lot longer. And there we have basically the snout we want to have. Let's make it a little bit more smaller. So like so. Right. Okay, so now we're going to morph the second cube, object mode, and select the second cube below, and same thing, going to resize it a little bit, so make sure that first highlighted, and then in edit mode, make sure you have the X selected, like here. So we're going to, first de-highlight it by simply pressing outside it, so that you can now start with a clean slate. So you're going to select these four corners. You can also do that from the side, what we did at first, so that's also an option. I think that is long enough. So let's resize that. Obviously, the jawline needs to be a bit more smaller than the hat. And what we want to do is to make the same thing a bit smaller from the side as well, so that we get in line with the hat. There we are. Obviously, the jawline is a bit smaller than the hat, so we're going to highlight these two as well. There we are. Nice. Now we're going to highlight these two. So on both sides, make sure that they are highlighted. And then we're going to make it a bit thicker. And then we're going to pick these. Again, check if these are both selected. And we're going to morph these into a more jawline-like, perspective, what we want. We also want to make the hat, a bit more shapy on the side, which we do in a second. Okay, so now we're going to add this loop cut. Now, what it does, as you can see, it adds extra vertices, if you will. That's how it's being called. So we're going to place them here, just one for now. Then you're going back to the move option. And what we're going to do is to kind of replace that a little bit. Now you can see it's deforming a little bit, but that's not a problem because we're going to simply highlight, the sides of this. And you pull it a bit back out so that you have it will be nice in line again with everything. So there we have it. And now we're going to select these 4 sides. And now we want to press on your keyboard the E button. And when you have pushed it, you see the blue line. And now you move the mouse upwards. This creates an extra, which features the jawline perfectly what we want to have, as this is going to become a mechanical dragon. So release the ease button, and you still can do this. And if you want to let go, simply right click outside, and there we have it. Now what we want to do, before we're going to place it, we're going to pick, let's see if we can do that from here, these 2 sides. We go to ever so slightly, move it a bit backwards. And then we're also going to highlight the vertices like here. And we're going to put these a little bit up. It gets beautifully in line. Now you can also do it like this, whatever you want to go for. No. Again, this is going to be very simplistic, so I leave it for now like so. So what we want to do now, let's make this a bit bigger as well. A little bit on this side. Highlight all 4 of them, all 4 corners. There we go. And we're going to reshape the front as well a little bit. There we are. No. Beautifully. Now what we want to do, we're going to adjust the jaw with the head. So we're going back into object mode, and we're going to select the jaw, which is now automatically selected. If not, you simply click on it and you're going to place it in the way it is needed, because we want to make sure that it overlaps from this side that you have the the jawline. Now, as you can see, the head is kind of bigger than the jawline, so we have to fix that in a moment. So what we want to do is going back into edit mode, and we're going to select these vertices again. Now it's the best way to go to make it a bit more yeah, see-through. So you can see the lines now. What you want to do, just pick this line from the jaw, click outside of it, and then you release it at the end. So you have the same kind of thing what we did before, because normally you can't see that in a normal mode, but for this time I selected the see-through option, so that's just easier, to see things. So I'm going to pull this a bit outside. Just a little bit more. Yeah. Now we also need to do the same thing here. So there we go. So let's get back to the normal view. And you see here that it's beautifully the jawline what we wanted. Now obviously it's a bit longer here than the head, but we'll fix that in a second. So we're going back into the object mode, and now we're going to select the head. And what we want to do is to replace a little bit to make it in line, as if the jawline is actually closed, in the way as it should. Maybe that's better to do from the side, so let's do that. And now it's perfectly closed. Let's do that a little bit more, so that it falls beautifully, yeah, like so. And we're going to move it a little to the front, because the head is of course a little bigger than the jaw underneath. Maybe not by much in some cases, but I think you get my point. And now we're going back into edit mode once again. And we're going to reshape it a little again, so that gets beautifully in line with, with the corner here. So let's select the outside views. Make sure the X is on. And there we are. Now, what we also want to do is to resize the nose a little bit, so that we got it like so. And now we want to make the head size a little bit longer, so that it gets in line with the jaw. So what we want to do is select all this from the outside. Now we have to be a bit careful because we can't see the outline, but since the head is only selected, we can now, you know, do this without any issue. As you can see, it only selected the head, so that's perfect. Like so. Yeah, a little bit like so. And now we have to the underlayer. Let's go into the, the visible. Yeah, sometimes you need to. I make these mistakes as well sometimes, but it's not. It's okay. You can have it like this. You can have it like so, and simply deselect it again if you want to go into the normal view. So it's not really a big deal. So now we want to select the underline of the jaw so that we can resize that as well, like so. Awesome. All right. I like to make this a bit more in line. Right, right, cool. And there we have our dragon head in a sense. All right. Now we're going back into object mode. And what we want to do now, before we do anything with these, we want to smoothen this a bit out, so that I can show you guys how that works and how it looks like. When you have selected in object mode the head, you simply left click and then you get the shade smooth option. And if you press that, it will be, all smoothen out, which is basically meant for if you want to make, solid creatures or things like that. But since we are now making a mechanic creature, a mechanic raptor, a robot, basically, we want to, keep the robot aesthetic. So we're going back to undo it, and there we are back again at the the normal the mecha look, if you will. But what I do want to do is to smoothen this one so that it actually looks like a ball joint, like so. And we're also going to resize it. And to do this, you're going to press the S while selected, the S on your keyboard, and from there you can resize it. Yeah, I think that's good. And now we're going to position it so that actually becomes, a ball joint. Let's make it a little bit smaller. press S again if you want to have it smaller, like so. Yeah, that's perfect. So it actually looks like, it's it has articulation, in the sense. So that was a very simple one to do. Now, the last one is the third cube we're going to select. We say in object mode for now. So we're going to position it at first, because this is going to be the neck. Now what we want to do, we're going to pick the side view for this one, so that I can show you exactly what I want to do. So we're going to rotate this a little bit. So to do so, you have to press the circle rotate option, and now you get this circle, like, yeah, thing going on. And what you want to do is select the red, we have to go in edit mode first, and we're going back into rotate mode. So in edit mode you can do that. I sometimes forget that myself, but you get my point. So you're going to grab that, and ever so slightly you rotate it, and that's it. So now we're staying in edit mode. You're going back to the move option, and what we want to do is to reshape this a little bit more in line with, that it looks like an actual neck. So select this. I'm going to resize that a little bit. And now you can point it a little down. Not by too much. And now you're going to pick the outside lines again. And you're going to push them a little towards. And there we have the neck of the dragon. Now what we want to do is to highlight the underlayer as well, so that we can reshape that slightly. It gets more beautiful in line with, the rest. I do want to make the neck a little, thicker at the end, but for now it's good. Man, I mean, we can do this now. It's not. It's a good thing to show, maybe. So like so. Oh wait. I have to select the other side as well. So let's get back. Undo. First we go back to the press the X. Make sure you are in edit mode still, and select the sides again. Yeah, like this. Now we have it a little bit thicker, like we wanted it. Nice. Okay, so now we're going to go back into the object mode. Make sure you select the move option. And now we're going to put it in place where we want to have it. So this is basically where the joint starts, as if it looks like, you know, as if it's connected. And there we are. Nice. And that's basically our dragon head for now. I hope this was, enjoyable and, yeah, kind of, informative for you to follow along. It's been a while that I'm back in Blender as well, but I recently got back into it because of or animation for my animations and also for the video game that we are working on. So to make level designs and other things that we need. So yeah, this is basically what we have so far. In the next video, I want to show you guys how we can connect this all together as one, you know, one piece, if you will, and we're going to make the skeleton for it to make it all, movable so that you actually have the head. And then we're going to do the eyes, the rest of the body, as some snake-like body with the legs, obviously the teeth, the little things that we do later on. But yeah, I hope that was insightful for you guys. Now, obviously, don't forget to save, which we'll do in a moment. But yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for coming back to the channel, and hope you like this tutorial series. And yeah, I see you soon. Bye for now.